Yeah!
Go! Go! Yeah!
Oh! That is a hit at a mile. Alright guys, welcome back to 4-3 Outdoors. So today is Monday, the Monday before the Saturday of my first NRL22 match. And today's going to be my 22 training camp. So I've got a little range set up here between two cornfields. I've got targets at 25, 50, 75, and 100. We're going to start out today by running a few rounds through the chronograph and see what kind of velocities we're getting. We're going to send 5 rounds of this standard velocity CCI, and then we'll send 5 rounds of our SK Standard Plus. 1093, 1027, 1085, 1100, 1083. So that got us an average of 1077, extreme spread of 73, and a 29 on the standard deviation. So that's not very good. Hopefully this SK will be a little better. 1038, 1017, 1026, 1033, 1033. So that's pretty good numbers. So that gave us a 10, 29 average, 21 extreme spread, and 8 standard deviation. So that's awesome. So I know that's good stuff. So what we're going to do today is try to set up some of these stages that I'll be shooting Saturday the best I can. And we can duplicate most of them here today. There's one prop that I don't have, but there's a Sawhorse and a bunch of them are prone. And then one's standing and kneeling. So we can surely do that today. So I'm going to get set up and we'll do some practicing. Alright, our first stage is a know your limits rack at 50 yards. What you're going to have to do is shoot the largest and work your way to the smallest. So 1.5 inch, 3/4, half, and 1/4. If any time you miss, you have to start over or you lose your points. You get 10 shots max. So if you want to hit, say, that one, and that one, and you're not comfortable there, you can stop and you accumulate the points there. So you could shoot 3 rounds, but you have 10 rounds, so there's no sense. You might as well go for it on the first 5. And then if you do a miss, then kind of run through and conserve your points. So we'll be shooting this prone. I got a big moving blanket sitting on the ground here, and we'll run down the range to 50 yards and get set up. So this blanket's going to be absorbing a lot of heat here, so it's going to be hot. So let's get set up. All right, this is know your limits at 50 yards. I have a kind of a homemade rear bag made out of a pillow, and got some elastic bands on it. And then I also have this. So I don't know what I'll be using. This blanket is heating up. Each stage is 2 minutes and 10 rounds max. And it's going to be hard to see impacts on that black. That was the 1.5 inch. We'll go down to the inch. As long as it touches the black, I'm going to call it a hit, because that would swing steel. Okay, that was a miss. So that means we got to start back over. Not sure, it may have been the same hole, but I'm going to go ahead and shoot at the 2 smaller ones. Kind of see where we're at. I am definitely used to shooting off a bench. That was a little bit low and left. Let me change my hold a little bit. I'll shoot that one again. I got one just a pinch high. So let's shoot that little 1/4 inch one with the rest. Well, that was about a minute low. Ooh, that was close. I don't know if I'm out or not. We'll send another in here. That's it. So that is definitely pretty challenging. We'll run down and look at our target real quick. Alright, so that ain't the most ideal shooting position for me. This taller grass on that blanket's a little uncomfortable, so hopefully there the layout on the ground will be a little better. But we got both hits at 1.5 inches. I'm calling both hits at 1 inch. The 3/4 both went in the same hole, so that was a miss. The 1/2 inch, that would have probably swung a target, as there'll be an upright on that. And then our 1/4 inch one was just off a little bit. But this gun does group decent at 50 yards, so it's kind of conditions. It's like a little after 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's already like 85 degrees, so it's pretty warm. So we might play with this one again. I got a few of these papers made up, so let's set up some Sawhorses and shoot off them. Alright, so this stage is off the Sawhorse, 50 yards, 75 and 100. You'll shoot 5 rounds off the top of the Sawhorse at 50 yards, 75, 100, back to 75 and 50. The 50 yard target is 1.5 inches, the 75 is 3, and the 100 is 4. Then back to the 3.5, and then the 1.5 inches at 50. So we'll just shoot the big steel at the dots and try to keep them close to the dots as we can. And then when we're done with those 5 rounds, we'll repeat off the bottom board of the Sawhorse. So I'm going to set the bag on the Sawhorse, and then I'm going to spread my bipod legs out and then kind of straddle it with it and give that a try and see how that does. And then we'll try something different for the bottom. But every stage is basically 10 rounds and 2 minutes to do it. Alright, here we go. We'll leave our action open, and then we're going to drop down and shoot off of this. I think I'll just straddle it with the bipod. The equipment is one bag. Alright, that wasn't too bad. We're clear. I think I could have probably ran that stage. So we'll run down, take a look at our targets here real quick. Alright, right here at 50 yards, and the first 2 I shot off the top of the Sawhorse were these right here, so that's not bad. It's going to be a 1.5 inch target, and then were the 2 I shot off the bottom, so that might have been a miss there, you know, just depending on where the steel is, but you know, that's probably a hit. So 3 out of the 4 at 50 yards. Alright, we're out here at 75 yards, and this would have been representing a 3-inch target. So the shot, I was aiming here with the top of the Sawhorse, and that was an impact. The second shot from the top went here, so that would have probably been a miss. Then on the bottom of the Sawhorse, I hit here, which that would have probably been a hit, and then for some reason I aimed at this one. I guess I forgot which one I was aiming at, but that would have been a hit too. So 3 out of 4 on this one. All right, and we're out here at 100 yards. So there's just 2 shots at 100, one off the top and one off the bottom. So off the top, I was aiming here. This would have been a 4-inch target, so that would have been an impact. And then off the ground, I had to aim at a top one because the way the ground lays, I couldn't see any of these. But 4-inch target, that would have been close, so I'm gonna go ahead and call that a hit. So that's both hits. So out of all those 10 rounds, I believe I had 2 misses. So I'll take that. That's not too bad. All right. Our next stage will be standing and kneeling at 50 yards. We'll shoot 2 rounds at 50 yards at a 6-inch target standing. We'll then drop down and kneel and shoot 3 rounds at 50 at a 2.5-inch target. Then we'll repeat for 10 rounds. So the only equipment you can use is sling only on this one. All right, 2 rounds standing, 2 rounds kneeling at 50, and then, or 3 rounds at 50, kneeling, and then we'll repeat. Took the bipod off. Sling is the only equipment you can use. Well, here we go. Action open, we'll drop down to a kneel. Action open, stand up for the final 2. We drop back down for 3. And we are clear. Alright, I was a little confused on the standing ones I was aiming here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those 5 basically were the standing ones. So that's a 6-inch target, so that's probably pretty close. There might have been 1 off. The kneeling, I know I was aiming down here and there was 2. It looks like 1 hit up here. And I think for the second kneeling I aimed at the center and then stacked them across here. So that might have been off the plate, and I know that was off. So, you know, there are 2, maybe 3 misses on that, you know, just guessing. So, like I said, just kind of giving these a practice. All right, this is going to be a paper stage, but we're going to shoot the steel. We're going to shoot 50 yards. You're supposed to hit a 1.5 inch target at 50. 2 shots strong side, then jump over 2 shots weak side, 2 shots strong, 2 shots weak, 2 shots strong. So you're transitioning back and forth. You'll shoot a different target each time. There's scoring rings on this for points. This is kind of the tiebreaker, would you say, if everybody ran everything perfect. So this kind of makes the points break up a little bit. So like I said, we're just going to shoot the steel. We'll shoot at the dots and see how close we can get. I'm not a very good weak hand shooter. Don't have a lot of practice at it, but I've been kind of laying at home in the floor, kind of practicing, transitioning back and forth. And like I said, this grass under here is not the ideal condition for this. So let's give it a try. This blanket is heating up. So is this bag. The spider. Once again, a 2-minute time limit, but we'll just see how we do here. Magazine's in. Action open, and we will switch sides. Just go to the target below it. All right, that was good. Transition back to the right side. Action open, switch sides. We'll go up to the top center. All right, that was awesome. And our final two right-handed. Sweet. Other than the first target, I've done really, really good on that one. So, gun's clear, we'll run down and we'll take a look at it. Alright, so I done really good on this one. Just picture an 1.5 inch paper target there. So that wouldn't have scored very good beyond the outside edges. But them two are together, them two are together, them two are together, and those two are together. So I might need to just adjust my zero. It seems like they're all maybe slightly left and maybe just a 1/4 minute low. But you'll have an opportunity to zero your rifle before the match to make sure everything's on, so that's really cool. So there's one more stage. I can't really do it here, but we'll send a few rounds at some similar positions. I think I got 5 rounds left in this box, and then we'll just wrap up this video as it's lunchtime. This last stage they call the tank trap, and what it is 3 4x4 posts bolted together in an X, and then a third one going across. So you'll start in the center and shoot 2 rounds, and then you'll go to each leg, 2, 2, 2 on the uprights, and finish in the center. You'll have 3 targets, 1 inch, 2 inch, and 3 inch target at 50 yards, and you get to pick which target you shoot at. The smaller the target, the more points you get. So we're going to shoot at the steel at 50, just got some 1 inch dots. We'll try to keep close to the dots as we can. So the closest thing I can come up with is possibly shooting off this Sawhorse off the bench. So this will represent a leg, this will represent a leg. Then we can probably get down, maybe flip it over and do something, but it'll simulate it kinda. It ain't exact, but it's all I got to work with. One bag is the equipment that you can use. So I think I'll just set the bag on it and then kind of shoot offhand at it and see what we can do here. This ain't the most stable platform, but action open. We'll run up to this one, kind of make it a little more awkward for us. Action open. Let's just drop down here and kind of make us reach a little bit. The Sawhorse rocks, so they don't help any. section open. Now let's go back up here again. Alright, I think I'm out of steel to aim at, so I'm going to aim at the bottom right again. And we are clear. Getting sweat in my eyes and shirt's about soaked through. It is warm. Very humid today. So we'll run down, we'll take a look at this one, but that's kind of simulates it. It's not exactly what it'll be. Hopefully it's a little easier because that's not the most stable platform. So let's go look at this real quick and we'll pack up and go eat. Alright, so we was aiming at this, and this, and we shot this one twice. So our first 2 rounds there and there. So if I would have chose the 2-inch steel, I think they would all been on a 2-inch target. So that might be something I'll do. I'll have to see when we get there. But they're all very close. So I'm really happy with that stage for kind of makeshift. The know your limits rack is going to be a challenge for me, I think. So the gun's capable of shooting good groups, so I just got to get it kind of fine-tuned and dialed in. But today will probably be the last day of practice I have, so I'll have the opportunity to zero my rifle before I shoot on Saturday. Alright guys, I'm soaked through my shirt and my pants pretty much. That's going to wrap up today's video. Today is Monday. And this will probably be the last day I'll be able to shoot before the match on Saturday. So over the last 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and today, I've put about 500 rounds through this gun between the CCI standard velocity. I've shot quite a bit of it, and then I've shot about probably 100 rounds of that SK ammo. So it seems to be doing good. The chronograph data was awesome. Like I said, I'm a bench rest shooter. I'm used to perfect conditions, so these different positions are definitely going to be a challenge for me, and that's what I like about this. Shooting prone, I'm not the greatest at shooting prone, but I'm getting used to it. It seems like the groups today shooting prone were pretty good. The conditions on this thick grass and that blanket are not the greatest, so hopefully there it'll be a lot better. And only other thing, this will probably be the last video before the match, so I plan on doing some video in there. There's one other YouTuber there, 8541 Tactical. He's out of Evansville and he competes in these, so on his mail call Mondays, he's usually got a recap. So I'll try to do some videoing, see what's going on. Hopefully we'll have a good time. Really looking forward to it. So that's going to wrap up today's video. I'm soaked, I'm drenched, I'm hot, and I'm thirsty, so and I'm hungry. So it's lunchtime. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you later.